Today podcast episode, I have Cynthia Tana, the only person that I enjoy her WhatsApp status that much because she brings so much life into everything. Each time she's not posting, I'm like, Cynthia, where are you? Where is your state? Can you bring something? Thank you, Cynthia, for being here today with us.
Yeah. Thanks for
And
inviting me.
I will play a little bit of game. And the first one would be, what is your favorite food?
What is my favorite food? Wow. That's the tricky question. Because I don't think I have one favorite food. I feel like I have like
Which
different
one?
type of
Which one
dishes.
will you die for?
Which one would I die for?
Mm-hmm.
Ikwan.
Typical
Ikwan
Cameroonian.
or rice and beans. Honestly.
You will not go for
Yes.
fufu and ero.
No. Rice and beans.
Interesting. I would have thought fufu and ero, but okay. Ekwan. Okay, good. So which country in Africa would you like to live in?
Senegal.
Why?
Senegal. Definitely Senegal. I had a friend who went there this year for holidays and she was telling me how safe Senegal is. And she was saying that it might be because of like the Muslim culture there, but she told me like it's such a respectful country. And I've never been to Senegal before, but from what I've heard, from what she said, I feel like I could definitely see myself being in that scene. Like they're also like very artistic, like they have the arts. I don't know if you've listened to Senegal music. I think they speak Wolof, and I've listened to some of their music, and I really love it because they're soulful. So I could see
Wow.
myself being in that scene of in Senegal. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely Senegal.
I would have thought Ghana, but okay. Ghana or Nigeria, but even
No,
Cameroon, I wouldn't call a boy up. Eh,
no, it wouldn't be Nigeria and it wouldn't also be Cameroon, to be honest.
that one I know.
Ghana, I could be. I mean, for me, it's like about where it's peaceful, like where it's like a place that I know, even if I wouldn't have a lot of money, where I know that I would be fine, you know,
Okay. Okay.
that's it. But let's say, like, I'm very rich or whatever. And honestly, I wouldn't mind living anywhere. Nigeria, Cameroon, it don't matter because then you can afford living in the very good spaces of those countries, and you'll be
Yeah.
good.
Thanks for tuning back into God's Spoken Word podcast. And before we dive into today's episode, I just want to tell you to share this podcast with a friend, with a family member, with your loved ones, on all your social media platforms. Write a comment, I will definitely read it. And thanks for all the testimonies that I've been receiving so far. So, let's see what God has for us today. So, okay, let's dive into this topic. And before we talk about the topic, which will be friendship and relationship, because that's what Cynthia wanted to talk about, based on the question which I asked on Instagram. And but I would like you to just give like 3 sentences to talk about yourself, so people get to know you.
Oh, okay. Three sentences about me. Um, well, first of all, my name is Cynthia. I'm a student. Um, what is that I would like to let someone know about me? Um, I think is I'm a very serious but unserious person. I know it's contradictive, I know, but it's like that's basically me in a nutshell. Serious but also unserious. It's like I'm very serious when it comes to particular things, but I'm also very unserious when it comes to certain particular things because I just like to live in my own authenticity, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to be just who I know how to be,
So,
basically.
what would you say that like in which area or which field of your life would you say that you're being serious, and what are the other things that you think okay you're not being serious about?
I mean, honestly, when it comes to like education, I'm very serious. When it comes to
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, future planning, very serious. But when it comes to like me hanging out with friends, jokes, like um That's what I'm saying. Like, I think the only areas of my life in which I know that I'm unserious is only things that are actually unserious.
I mean, better like that than
Yes,
vice
yes.
versa,
Like
right?
it's like it's like yeah, like having like jokes with my friends, and like my own is not that I'm joking. I'm not actually joking. I just say the things that people would actually like to say, but they don't say it. Do you understand? So
Mm.
I say it,
You
and I
just shoot the bullet no matter what.
yes, but like also like funny thoughts that people will actually shy off saying. Like
Mm.
stuff like where it's like, I know you thought about this, but people are afraid of like showing their real self. Me, I'll show my real self. Okay, you take it.
See, this is my real face.
This is it. Like, take it.
I come in the full with this full package. Well,
Period. But
okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
that's me in a
Thank you
nutshell.
for okay. Thank you for giving us some insight about your life and who you are. And so why did you like wanted to talk about relationship and friendship?
To be honest, first off, I actually saw like your post that you posted on Instagram.
Hmm.
And I feel like in society, like we often speak about like relationships, but we hardly actually like dive into the friendship scene. Like it's a thing where it's like we don't understand like how not just like I mean, yes, obviously relationship like actually has an effect on us, but we don't realize like how friendship can also play a huge role in our lives because those are the people that we are vulnerable to. Those are the people that we actually trust.
Hmm.
Like those are the people that you share your best moments with, your saddest moments with, and that's why I actually wanted to talk about this topic because I feel like many people don't really like take this friendship thing as serious as they take like relationships.
Okay. But in the same sense, friendship can also be relationship. I think relationship is not
Yes,
just like when you
yes,
have
yes,
partnership or
yes,
you're talking
yes.
about
I would say
dating.
like a platonic relationship because like
Okay,
when we're
that
speaking of a
yes.
friendship, we're speaking of like a platonic relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Then like when speaking of like the universal word of relationship, they speak of like romantic. I mean, there are also like certain thing where like you have like a romantic out of like friendship,
Yes, that's
like you
true.
guys speak every day and like you bond in a way that is like which is why it's so important to have this discussion about friendship because they do influence you. They do. Even if you no matter how strong you think you are, friendship influence you. It influences you. Yes.
No, but that's true. That's true. I see it that way. I mean, God created us in a way that we should be in companion with
Yeah.
others. He never created us in a way that we should be all by ourselves.
Yes.
That was never God's plan. It is
It's
important
true.
that we are in unity, that we talk one another, we have this relationship with one another, just the way we have this relationship with God. Because at the end of it, every human being is God's creation. But
Creation.
yeah. Um, so what have been your experiences like when it comes to friendship and yeah, platonic relationships?
Um, I've had different experiences. Various ones, good ones, bad ones.
We want
I
to know
feel
all
like
of them.
please, I have bad both. But I feel like one thing that I've done for myself, like during those times, is the idealization of friendship. And as much as you just said that God actually like intended for us to be in unity. But I feel like a lot of time, because of how I said like how important friendships are, but there comes a time where we also like idolize the people that we have in our life, which
Mm,
they also like because sometimes we feel like idolization means I'm worshiping this person like physically, like where you're kneeling down and you're praying. No, 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 no. You can idolize person as far as you're putting this person in the position where God had to be. Where this
mhm.
thing is like, and I feel like that's been the issue for me, to be honest. Like when we were speaking of like how as like what type of friendship have you like experienced? When I said like I've experienced good friendship and I've experienced bad friendship, the friendship that has allowed me to be my truest self has been the best friendship, as in the friendship that never wanted. to have more from me, but more for me,
Mm.
like people who didn't wanted me to center my life around them, people who didn't wanted like, I don't even know how I can put it into the right words, but friendship, let me put it this way. The friendship that I've had that has been the most fruitful are the ones that have allowed me to have like the best relationship in with God while being their friend. I'm being honest with
Mm.
you. Those have been the best friendship I have had, honestly.
So, in one word, you're saying that it is important to have godly people that are your
It
friends.
is, so they have to
Um,
reflect that. They have to reflect that. Because if not, that's when you have all this toxicity. That's when you have all this, like you call it toxic friends. In the new day, we say narcissism, right? That's how we
mhm.
call it. But it's true. And those things, like, they are spiritual, honestly. They are spiritual. Like, they are very spiritual. And it's so important to hang around people who really reflect the love of God in your life and who also have, like, I'm telling you, if I tell you that with what I went through this year, I am so grateful for the people who truly reflected the love of God in my life. Honestly, that's when you know that, wow, I don't even know what to say, but I will just run it up like that.
But like, let's come back to the topic of toxic relationship or friendship, right?
Yes,
So, and I believe from what you have been saying, you have experienced that
yes,
toxic friendship. Like, how will you explain that to others, to someone, like, so that for them also to identify, in their own friendship circle, if they have someone that is toxic, like, just share your experience. And then you also mentioned that it's like also spiritual. What do you mean by
yes.
it being spiritual?
Um, in a lot of toxic friendships, there's a lot of deception. And I feel like deception is different than a lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you see a lie, it's easier to say that this is a lie. But when you're being deceived, it's like what you're seeing is not really what you're seeing. Do you understand? I feel like in a lot of toxic relationships, um, amongst girls, I don't know how it is with guys, but I can only speak from what I've experienced. Like not being truthful, it stems from like a lot of, I'm sorry to say these words, but people like to say, oh, they're jealous of me or they're in secret competition of me. You can have the most purest intentions towards somebody, but it's how their state of heart is, like truly speaking, how their heart posture is also determines how this friendship is going to stand. That's why I say if those people are rooted in the love of God, trust me, toxicity cannot take place in your friendship. It can't, because no matter how, even if you know this when you have a sibling, right? And your
Mm-hmm.
sibling makes you mad and angry, like, oh no, I'm not going to speak to you today. But there's no way that you can ever feel like if your sibling would need you like in a minute, you forget about like, oh, they made me angry, because you
Mm-hmm.
have that like like your heart posture is right with them. Do you understand? And I feel like with a lot of toxic friendships, like there's a lot of like not being truthful, not being truthful, um, not also having like the right communication, like you're keeping things that you have been noticing for a long time. You never said stuff, you understand? Like also like being in secret competition with your friend, like secret competition with your friend, because you have like an inferiority complex towards your friend. Your friend does not even know that you have an issue with them, but
Mm-hmm.
you feel inferior to your friend, and then you're now trying to compete to your friend, and it's like you're sending like negative vibration towards this person that has no ill intentions for you. And then also like toxic friendship, also like what they usually do is like they have no accountability. They might take accountability to a certain extent, but they don't really have the real accountability. Like they don't really want to be honest. It's one thing to make a mistake and say like, okay, you know what I did to you wasn't fair, and I'm willing to work on myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in toxic relationship, it's more of like, okay, I did this to you, but you did this and this and that happened. So that justifies what I did to you. Do you understand? Whereas like there is no space for growth. So there is no growth in this your friendship. It's like you do me, I do you.
God no go vex.
God no go vex. Whereas like this is not rooted in love. It's not rooted in love. And yeah, I just feel like with a lot of females, like we just have to be honest with ourselves. We have a lot of jealousy, a lot of like insecurities. Insecurities. We have a lot of insecurities, and sometimes we project things to other people. We
Mm-hmm.
really do. We do. We project things onto other people,
Mm-hmm.
and then we also need to ask ourselves from where from where our love comes from. Does it come from a place of ego, or does it come from a place that is rooted in real peace? Like even if you look into the Bible, God literally defined like how love should be. So if this love, even if you are in a romantic relationship and love doesn't feel like what is stated in the Bible, then that is not the love that you should be looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It is not it. I'm telling you, it's not it. And love
Yeah.
doesn't hurt. It does not hurt. Love
No,
does not boast. It doesn't
it's not
laugh.
jealous.
It's not jealous. It does not compete, you know.
It's not judgmental.
It's not judgmental. Like
Yeah,
love is, it's freeing and it's honest also. Like I feel like a lot of toxic, relationship or friendship, they are rooted in a lot of lies and deceptions, which causes like all those things to take place then.
that's true. That's true. I was just looking for um a Bible verse that I read. It says that in um First Corinthians chapter 15 verse 33 says, "Do not be misled, bad company corrupts good characters."
Yes.
So if you are in that form of a toxic relationship, it's important that, as you like said, to identify those factors that you at the end, you are not being corrupt by that form of relationship, and then maybe always also projecting that to someone else, to your other friends.
I think one thing I also wanted to mention in this
Mhm.
new age that we're living in, love bombing. There's like this one thing that they will say, like the devil will never come as the devil to you,
No.
he will not come as the devil to you. He will come as the like most beautiful person you've ever seen before. And this is what
Mhm.
like also talk to people. They do this a lot. They love bomb you at the beginning. Like they do that. Like they will like make you seem as if like this love that you're receiving is the best love you can ever receive. And then slowly but surely they will devalue you and devalue you and devalue you. And that's how they always like. That's actually how they get you. Like when Satan came to the garden, he didn't came to the garden as another human. He came
Mhm.
just fitted. Like it was almost as if like this snake's supposed to be in this garden. Do you understand? So it's like, how can
Mhm.
you blame Eve? Eve was like, snake, this is what you're supposed to be. So I'm just saying, do you understand? So and that's how also like toxic people come. They never come like, hey, this is me, I'm toxic. I'm gonna make your life miserable, or I'm going to hurt you. Because like that, you will never open your heart to them. They
Yeah,
come as
that's
the
true.
most loving, sweetest person ever. And then by the fruits that they lay in your life, that's how you can really see like, is this person truly genuine? Is this person truly, what they
But
represent
I
in your
think,
life?
but I think that's where discernment comes in, right? Because
Yes.
from your own part, as you said, like the fruits that are bearing your life, if you don't discern those fruits, right, to understand basically like what they're up to, then it will be difficult for you to be or to cut off that relationship or friendship.
Honestly, is true. I'm telling you, you can be so blindsided. It can take you years to actually realize like someone you've been friends for years was actually never your friend.
Hmm.
It can take you years. I would be lying if I would say like, oh, every toxic person I've encountered in my life, I knew from the get-go. It's a lie. Some of them after 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, I was like, hey, 8 years? I was inside this? God, cannot be. But it was so.
But
But do you understand?
yeah. No, but you also said something regarding to Eve and the serpent, and you
Yeah,
talked about deception being different from lies, and
yes.
because lies, like as you said, you can just detect that that is a lie, but when you're being deceived, you don't know because it's a lie that is mixed with truth.
Truth,
And
yes.
that's the way that and the serpent came as like say that if you eat this you will be like gods, but that was not what that was not what God said to Adam,
Exactly.
right? So, and in that way, if I mean, yeah, if did what she had to do because she was convinced, or she was in
She was
unbelief. She
manipulated.
wasn't manipulated.
She was deceived.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But that's true. I think I love the point to talk about being deceived and being lied. Those are two different concepts.
Yes. No.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe that that was the discernment from God telling me, like, this person is just not for you. It's just not for you. And it's not as if like something necessarily happened. It's like I can just be like in your presence and I'm feeling an unease. Like it's like I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like my spirit is telling me like this, like danger, danger, danger. You need to get out, you need to get out. And I'm like, but where's the danger? I'm not seeing no danger here. Like in my head, it's like I'm not seeing no danger. Like what? Why am I feeling so uneasy? Why am I feeling this? Why I say it's spiritual because sometimes you don't know the spirit that people carry. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you do not know the spirit that people carry, and it's like there's this one verse. I don't know how to quote it word for word, but it does say that for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Like there is certain things that we don't even see. Like sometimes you might see someone who say they're jealous of me, like I just said before, or they're in
Mm-hmm.
competition with me, it's not necessarily them. It might be their spirit that is like has an issue with your own spirit, like they are interfering and they are not getting in alignment at all. Where it's like, but I did not do anything to this person. I've been nice to this person. It's like, yes, you have been all of that, but their
Mm-hmm.
spirit is not in alignment with yours. I'm telling you. That's why I said like it's been spiritual for me because even if I had like taken like a step back from certain friendships, I had to pray myself out of them. I had to pray myself out of them. And not just that, it's like so in some of them, not all of them, I be it going no contact because I really needed that space in which I could allow God to heal me. You can't say you want to heal and then you're still like being in that same, environment where you got sick.
Moment.
You cannot. If you want to be healed, get out of that environment and go and be healed.
No, that's true.
Do you
That's true.
understand?
You
Yeah.
have to guide your heart. The Bible says that guide your
Yes.
heart, for because out of it flows like
The
life,
issues
or
of
abundance, the issues of
yes,
life.
exactly. And
So,
it's true. It's true. It's true. It's so true. You do not know the things that people are battling within themselves. Like sometimes people are even fighting with themselves, but they're looking for someone to blame.
mm,
Like that, like I'm telling you, it's their self that they're fighting with, but they're looking for someone to blame. So if just make sure that you get your spirit is guarded. That's why this discernment thing, when you spoke about it, I absolutely agree. And I believe that whenever you're around someone and you feel a certain type of way, even if they have not done anything wrong to you, this is not like, oh, they did something wrong to you, that's why I feel bad. You might just get
mhm.
into the room and you feel it. I'm telling you, I felt it. I've been in situations where I felt that and I was like, oh, okay. This thing where it's like you know that evil is around, like that something is up.
Wait,
Something is up somewhere.
I
Like
mean, light and darkness, they cannot
they
be in one
cannot
place,
mix.
right?
Do you understand? These
No.
magnets, right? When you have magnets, bam,
Mhm.
bam, yes.
Like we pose
It
each
will
other now.
pose
Yeah.
okay. That's what I'm saying. Like it's very spiritual. That's why you really have to pray because you don't know the spirit people carry. Like you know the spirit that
Yes.
you carry, but you don't know what they are carrying. So just make sure
Yes.
that you know prayerful even before certain friendships. Commit it to the hands of God.
That's
Commit it to
how
the hands of God.
good that you said that, because my next question would be like, how do you choose your friends?
How do I choose my friends?
Yeah.
Funny question because I never used to have. It's just this year I've changed it.
Please tell us how it was before and how it is
How
now.
it was before? Okay, good question. How it was before? I feel
Mm.
like I had I wouldn't even say like such a bad way of choosing friends, but I would say like it wasn't necessarily like doing me any justice. Like the way I used to choose friends before is like, me and you are smiling, we are laughing, we had a good time. It's like your joke, I like your jokes, like my jokes. Like I know, very silly. It was built on a silly foundation. Do you hear what I said? I said silly foundation. Yes, yes, it was built on a silly foundation because you it's so easy to use that word friends and I've because I didn't really know the real value. like of that word friendship. Do you understand? It's like I knew how to be a friend. I really knew how to be a friend. But it's like when certain life situations happen and those people that you have chosen to be your friends cannot live up to that, title. That's when you realize that, wait, so when I was choosing all those people, under what sentiment was I choosing them?
Mm.
And that's why, like, when you asked that question and you were saying that, oh, how do you choose your friends? I didn't choose them based on morals. Because if I did, a lot of things wouldn't have like um taking place.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's true. It wasn't really based on like real morals, as in like how are their hearts like. I wouldn't say like the friends I had before were evil or stuff like that. No, but it's like certain things that I know I would never do, and you see that they are doing it. It shows you that some moral, yeah, it's not right. I'm sorry. It's not right. It means I didn't select it well. So I feel like nowadays the way I choose my friends is rooted really like in the love of God, like I said, is really rooted in that. It's rooted like in the morals, yeah. And it's also rooted in honesty. Honesty. Like I need for you to be honest. I need for you to be honest. Like I choose people who have dignity in whatever they do. Even if you want to like, even if you just have dignity in what you do. Have
Mm-hmm.
dignity. Even if you do something wrong, have the dignity to be able to say that you've done something wrong. Like
Mm-hmm.
the way I choose my friends now, I choose people who I feel like have enough maturity to see the reality of themselves. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I feel like people are not ready to see themselves as truthful, like with all the flaws that you have. Like people, they want to see them, they want people to perceive them as beautiful as it can get. But I
Mm-hmm.
want people who are willing to be like, what, I want to grow with you. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready for you to like walk that walk with me. So I
I
choose
think.
people based on morals.
Mm, okay. I think what you just said, like people, you want someone that will walk with you, that walk like, you guys will go through life, through the difficult
Yes,
part of life, through the
yes,
easy part of life. I just believe that nowadays a lot of friends, they are just for the good times, but then for the
yeah.
bad time, be like I don't have the energy,
Mm.
for you to go through that with you. And I just believe that it is based on a modern society, because if you go on social media, everything is nice, everything is fine, but that's not life. That's not the reality of how it should be, right? And I think
It's
people just
true.
take that and project that into like friendship.
It's true. That's why I
So,
say like it's so important to have someone who has this. I won't. You don't have to have the like exact same mindset, but at least it has to just be on the same wave of like on the same wave, because like you just made an example, like someone who like walk that walk with you. If you guys have the same like mindset and morals, such type of thing would even be an issue. And then
mm-hmm.
also like if you have someone who is like genuine with you, like ego, because I feel like a lot of relationship, like they don't work because of ego.
Yeah.
They do not work because the ego. People don't love you because they love you. They love you because of whatever you can do and fulfill in their life,
Mm,
which is not genuine.
yeah.
I'm telling you, that's why I'm saying that deception is real, because I've been deceived in that way, where like you might have someone who like will walk that walk for you as far as you are fulfilling this purpose in their life, which is so conditional.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And the love of God is unconditional, right?
exactly.
I
That's why
mean,
I'm saying like you don't need many friends though, because people, I feel like in society now, everybody wants to have like a gang. Like, and to be honest, I used to also like, do you know when you're growing? Do you know when I knew that I'm growing? When I started losing friends. Because that's when I knew that, yes, Cynthia, you are growing. You are actually growing. You are, because you are getting to a new space, and I just felt so much lighter, because it's better for you to have, like, even if it's one friend, even if it's two friends, like, even if it's only one that you have, that you
mm-hmm.
know that this person I can rely on, and you can
Mm-hmm.
trust that. You can really trust on their norms and values. Trust
Mm-hmm.
me, you're better off than having 10 friends that you just call friends for the sake of friends and they'll just like do you anyhow.
Yeah, that's true. That in Proverbs chapter 18, verse 24, it says that one who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Right. So
This
I
is true.
think it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality
Quality.
of the
Exactly.
friends that you really have. If
Friends
you
should make your life easier, honestly. If you have friends that are stressing you, let them go. That you're not in the right place. You are being played. You're being
okay,
played, man. Let them
what would
go.
let them go?
Life is good.
What would
Honestly.
be what would be like the three things like that are important for you in a friendship? If you
Um,
should just put it like three things.
um, okay. Loyalty, dignity, honesty.
Wow. Loyalty, dignity, and honesty. And all those values can only be found in someone who loves Jesus. So,
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. I'm telling you, it's true. You know that there are also like obviously there are some people who like they will say that they don't know God, they don't love God, and they still display certain type of like uh,
values.
values. Like those are like
Mm,
similar because they just have like those like right set of morals. But if you, I'm telling you, it's not possible to have a long lasting friendship with someone in which those three things are not visible. It's not going
that's
to
true.
work.
That's
You know,
true.
go work home, I tell you. Like, you know, go work.
Yeah, I think it's important, as you said, visible. It's important that you put that in action, not just saying it
Not
in
just
words,
saying
right?
it. Like,
But kind of putting that in action. Yeah.
I love, you know, I love when my friends, like the friends I have now, honestly, I just want to say that shout out to you guys. But I am so blessed. Like really, because I love when my friends can hold me accountable. I love when my friends like even you know this thing where like your friend will piss you off, but I know that no matter how I piss them off, my friends will still have my back. There
Yeah.
is no way that my friend can go to somebody else, you know, to say that Cynthia had done. Even if you know this thing where you're like your sibling is pissing you off, and then somebody wants to come and speak bad about your sibling, you even get mad at that person. Like, how dare you talk about my? You understand? Because there's that like real loyalty and love that brought to
Mm-hmm.
it. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like yes, like I really feel like I'm in a very good space right now when it comes to like friends because honestly, you want to die? No, let me know. You want to die? That you're doing all this. You want to die? Stop. Stop it. What's this nonsense?
So,
My God.
one question that I have is what do you do from your own side to be a good friend to someone else?
That is a good question. That is a good question. What do I do to be a good friend to someone else? Um, I'm I'm there for them. Like I'm definitely a friend that is present. I'm someone that, and I'm also rooted in prayer. I'm not going to lie. Like the thing is that I'm generally a person that um, you can't come to me with an issue and I'll just be like, oh, I'm sorry. Where like my where cannot be full stop. Like there has to come something after that where. Be it, am I going to fasting for you? Like I feel like I'm a friend that is like I'm really hands-on. Be it, I will fast or if we have to fast. Me and you will do prayer nights, we have to do prayer nights. Like honestly, I'm a friend that like I mention, are you asking for specific characteristic or what exactly? So let me just know before I dash out who I am. Let
Just
me
go
just know.
on. You
I
can
feel
you
like
can
I'm
answer
also
in
like
both ways.
I can only say the things that my friends have told me though, but I feel like I'm also a friend. I put like my friend into spaces full of opportunities. I always do that because I want to see my friends like grow. Like I want to see my friends like really shine. And I've always been that way. Like even sometimes I've jeopardized my own self to truly I've jeopardized my own self to like push forward a friend.
Mm-hmm.
sometimes to our own default. But I would say like me being like a friend that is always there, a friend that like definitely has your back. I'm an honest friend, and yes, I'm definitely rooted in the love of God. I'm definitely rooted in the love of God. That one I can say for sure fact.
Wow. There's one thing that you mentioned about that you will fast for a friend and you will
Yes.
pray for a friend. I didn't want to go into like your prayer life, but but since you already mentioned like, and I think it's important when it comes to friendship and relationship, prayer is so important because
Hmm.
without God, you can't discern the right things to do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, so would you, or how would you like advise other people out there when it comes to friendship and relationship? How how much time should they invest in prayer, or how much time do you invest when it comes to friendship and relationship in prayer?
Oh, you mean like how much like pray for my friends or like
Oh, yeah, exactly. How much you pray for your friend, but how often also do you pray for your own self to discern the right people in your life?
I think the I that's a very good question. First of all, let's start. No, truly, that's a very good question. Um, I think from the moment you meet someone new, like it's just as if like when you call your mom because you've seen something new in the store or whatever, that's how you have to do it with God. Like the
Mm-hmm.
moment you feel like someone new is coming into your life, because if realistically speaking, when there is no one there, like it's I don't feel like it's realistic for someone to just pray against like any bad friends when there's no friends there, right? But let's say for instance, you are getting to meet someone for the first time instantly instantly commit this bond or sisterhood or whatever it is that you guys are trying to do, commit it into the hands of God. I feel like that's where the first prayer starts. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you put it into God's hands and you're telling him like, okay, God, I've given you this friendship, this relationship, or whatever it is, I'm putting it into your hands. And if truly you both also like are in agreement of, let's say your friend is a Christian or whatever, whoever you're in a relationship with is a Christian, it makes it way much easier. It makes it way much easier to like also pray. It does makes it, because I feel like I also have friends that are like Muslims or that are like not Christian, and it's like whenever they want to like, because me, I'm telling you, I'm the kind of friend you cannot come to me with an issue and don't expect me to do something. Can't happen. So for me, it's like if we're saying do something, if it's not a financial thing where I can give you money, I have to pray about it. You understand? So it's like if you're a Muslim and I cannot like, that's why it's going to be harder, because it's like, how am I going to intercede? Because sometimes you have to intercede for your friends. It's like I will still pray, for you in the back, but it's harder for me to like be like, let's pray together, because God says when one or two or three are gathered, He's going to
The
be in our
miss.
midst. So I feel like it's easier, like having that kind of like prayer bonds with someone who are just, yeah, who is like Christian as well. It makes it way much easier. And I feel like, especially also like this is like a different road, but in marriages, if it is rooted in the Lord, it makes it also much easier, because
Mm-hmm.
you guys can really intercede together and pray against certain, things that might destroy like the relationship or whatever it is that you have. So I feel like that's how I do my things. Like I pray for my friends generally. Like sometimes my friends will tell me like, Cynthia, I'm going through so and so stuff. Please, could you pray for me? I would do that. Or even if I pray in the like, we have like, everybody has their own way of praying. You have like your morning prayer, your evening prayer, your night prayers, and I always do that. Like I really do that.
Okay. So you
Yes.
you invest a lot of time.
I invest. I do
Right.
invest, which is why I take it personally. If somebody wants to like disrupt my peace, because don't do that. Don't do that.
So
Don't do
after my
that.
fasting, I'm praying for
After I
you.
fasted a prayer, I committed to into my New Year's resolution. Don't leave me alone. No, but
I mean, since
I think
moving
it's
from,
important.
oh, sorry.
It's important. I think prayer aspect is so important. It's so important. I feel like when friends intercede for you, it's so powerful. I
Yeah,
feel like that's like one of the purest form of love.
that's true. So do you have like, do you, with your friends, do you have like, do you have maybe a prayer, a day that you guys pray?
It's it's so funny that you're asking this because beginning of the year, I actually created. You know what I did
Or,
when the year started? As I was mentioning to you that I was going through a bit of stuff, in my own personal life, and I
mm,
also realized, like, you know what, some of my friends are also going through stuff. Do you know what I did? I collected my friends and I asked them, would you guys mind if we do like a prayer group? Like, would it be an issue for us to do that? It was like, yeah, that's why I say like it's easier if you have like friends who are,
only Christians.
like-minded, exactly Christians
Mm-hmm.
or like-minded,
Mm-hmm.
because for them to like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sure. So we created a group where we also had like this Bible app where we do like Bible readings and everybody was like,
Oh,
yeah, we don't play. Oh, ha. I mean, let me
fighting the spiritual battle. I
I'm
mean,
not gonna lie, sometimes like, and that's why I'm saying like it's so good like when you're like when you are like in the midst of different people, because sometimes one person might be low, another person will lift you up, and then like, do you understand, like it's that community that makes it also so beautiful. I mean, I definitely did that. We have a WhatsApp group and we call it Circle Sisters.
oh, this is so
We do.
nice.
We do. I mean, I must
Circle
say though,
sisters.
yes, because I wanted my friends to like
Shout out to all
also,
the circle sisters.
yo, yo, we really did. And sorry, but I must say, I really like, I mean, there's always like a better off to yourself. Like, I feel like you can always get better in your prayer life. Like each year, I was like, okay, Cynthia, next year you have to double it. You have to just double it. Like, you have to get better. Like, but yeah, that's definitely what we're doing. Like, we're really trying to like push ourselves in areas where we feel like we have to push ourselves. And even in this area of like where everybody wants to be a baddie, do you understand? Everybody wants to be like, hey. And I love that we'll have like conversation about modesty, conversations about like, I love that sometimes one of my friends will be like, you know what, I really feel like I want to be more modest. Or one friend will be like, you know what, I really feel like we should pray like about this aspect. Like, and then how everybody will support, do you understand? Everybody will support, like, you know what, that's what we're going to do now. And that's what I love about it. That's why I say, like, if you have friends that have the same morals, and not just morals, but the same mindset as you, it makes things so much easier.
Amazing.
It makes things
That's
so
true.
much easier. So yeah, that's what I
That's true.
definitely do. Like, that's how we invest in prayers with my friends. And I feel like if you genuinely love someone, it's even easy. It's not even a task. It's just as you wake up and you pray for your family, right? It's like God also protects so and so and so and so person. It's so easy
Mm-hmm.
because that's, you genuinely want them to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You actually want them to be fine, because if they are not fine, you are going to be like affected. So yes,
That's true. That's true. I mean, the love of God is unconditional, right?
yes,
And
yes.
the way we relate, like really the way for me, the way I relate to God, I try as much as I can to relate like with all of my friends. The way God is for me, the way He guides me and protect me, the way He does everything, that I try also to do that. I mean, I'm not God, as I said, I'm just trying, like,
Wow.
to reflect that part.
This is one thing, and I think I'm speaking for everyone who has been through this, because you're saying like trying to reflect that love is true. And you're also saying like you're also just human. When speaking of toxic relationships, right? That's why like I can only speak for myself. I find myself in position or in situations also where it's like I knew that, when you have so much empathy for someone, when you know that, but when somebody is cutting your hand, even if you understand the reason why this person is doing what they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to also, I got to a point where I had to tell myself, like, I am not Jesus. Like, honestly speaking, like, I am not Jesus. I know it sounds so funny because it's like, but it's true. I'm not down the cross, because why am I actually doing this to myself? No, honestly, because it's like God said, love people as yourself, right? He
Mm-hmm.
never said love people more than yourself. Because by you allowing like toxic people to drain you, to like, it's like I'm trying to display that love of God, right, to these people, and I'm getting hurt and hurt and hurt and hurt because they are not capable to see that I'm actually trying to do what I'm trying to do. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like when we are speaking of also displaying God's love, it's not just by you tolerating what people are doing towards you, right? I feel like you can also display God's love in people's life and still have boundaries.
Yeah.
Have clear boundaries. Because even Jesus has boundaries. So Jesus had boundaries. I'm being honest. He would have been insane. He had boundaries. He had. I feel like displaying God's love and also living in that honesty is also like being able to like say like, oh, listen, I feel like I've done my ultimate best to a certain extent, and still giving you that honesty to be like, this is where I can go. I cannot go further than that. From
Mm-hmm.
however you the other person wants to take it, that's left on them. But I feel like you are still displaying God's love with having boundaries, because displaying God's love does not mean that you come and kill yourself for other people. Honestly, because that's what keeps most of us like so trapped in these toxic relationships. Like you destroy your own self to keep someone else
Mm. You destroy your own self to keep someone else going.
going. It's true, you will. And your mental health, I am telling you, hey, I am telling you, because I battled with this. I really did. I battled with, because I have a thing of like, when you're someone that I will ride with you till the wheels fall off. But I
Mm-hmm.
started realizing that my own wheels are falling off. At this one, it's not that the wheels, it's my wheels is falling off. So it's like, oh, come and die here. Oh, like literally, like, like suffocating, literally suffocating. It's like, how much can you do? Because God also had a purpose for you, right? His purpose was not for you to come and die prematurely.
Mm.
His purpose was for you to actually come and fulfill your job, and
Yeah.
that's also one thing I feel. That's why it's like having the right friends that will actually accomplish you to getting that job done. Do you
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
friends that will make it like, Cynthia, this is the goal there. You understand? Let's get there. So your job shouldn't be to save people, because God has already saved. He has saved everyone. Like literally, you just make sure that you're just being, like you're displaying His love as far as you can do it, right? Honestly, but and having the
That's
people who
true.
are going to like truly like empower you to become who you actually need to become also in Christ is really
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Because if people are hindering you to become who you need to become, then are you actually doing the Lord's work?
Mm. Good question. Good one. I mean, good one. Good one.
Yeah, so it's like
I
it's
think,
important.
yeah, I think that's where like the role of the Holy Spirit comes in, right? The Word of God
Mhm.
says that the Spirit of God will guide you into all truth. And I know that this the Bible scholar. I know that this Bible verse means that the Spirit of God will guide you into all truth. It means to understand the Word of God. But at the same time, it's a spirit that also gives you the discernment of, when to live a relationship, how to go about certain things, how to respond, what is your
Yes.
conduct. It is a
Yes.
spirit. Because without the Spirit of God, I think, mm, sure, thank you, Lord. Without the Spirit.
No, it's
No,
true.
to be
It's
honest,
true.
without the Spirit of
You
God,
know?
I will also see myself doing certain things, but the
Yes.
Spirit helps you so much to control your conduct and to really bear the
Yes.
fruit of the Spirit, to this
Oh my gosh.
characterization of like, because the Spirit is love and love is a spirit. And when you're walking in love, you also bear the
You
characteristics of
bear the
love.
characteristics of love.
Yeah.
I am telling you, I remember like this is a friend said this to me. I have to laugh because I have her voice right now in my mind.
Um,
She said to me like sometimes she'll be mad at God, yeah. She'll say like, but God, why do you allow this person to play me like that? And then she said like, but I did not tell God about this person in the first place. You know? So it's like, how do you want to get mad at God for something you never indulge him in? You never told him
Mhm,
like you never committed this person to like his hands.
mhm,
So you
mhm,
like you did not commit him, you did not put him into that matter. So why do you want him now to come and play judgmental? You don't have like it's true. And like you also said this, like when speaking of discernment, look at the fruits that they are bearing. It's not about what they're saying. What are the fruits like? And we're not speaking of mistakes because what we're not speaking of someone is making a mistake. That's why they're a bad person. No, no. We're
mhm,
speaking of like what fruits are they laying in your lives? Because those fruits, yeah, they will spread. they will spread over in your life. And that's why they say like bad character corrupts good
Good
morals.
company. Yeah.
Exactly. It does. That's why it's like is very important. Very, very important.
Well, thank you so much, Cynthia. I have last question. One
Oh,
last question. Yeah. So, which advice would you like give the people that are listening to this podcast right now? Like, if you just put it in very short, like how you should go about your friendship, how they themselves can be good friends to others, and um, what does the role of prayer play when it comes to friendship?
hmm. How should I sum it up quick? Um, I would definitely say commit your friendship into the hands of God. Make sure that that you and your friends, you guys just have like the same morals, like I was saying before, a good communication between each other. It's
Mm-hmm.
very important. And there should be like an element of not just an element, actually, honesty in like in total, like genuineness. Genuineness. We're speaking of being genuine and not trying
Mm-hmm.
to be genuine. Being genuine in friendships, like, and that comes with being vulnerable. Because sometimes if you're not vulnerable enough for your friends to know your real you and like what is really in your heart, it's going to be hard for you to build up that like genuine friendship or good friendship that you want to. And when it comes to prayer, I would really say, depending on like how you want to do it with your friends, you guys could literally have like schedule up, like you guys could say we meet up like once in a week and we'll have like, let's say Bible studies slash prayer. And I feel like all those things really strengthens your friendship because it gives your friendship a purpose. If you really want to like have like a good lasting friendship, let every friendship has a purpose. Because if you don't know the purpose of your friendship, it's easier for you to just like let that friendship go. It's true. Let it have a purpose.
Purpose. Yeah, let it have a purpose.
Because
That
then
was
you both know what you guys are fighting for here.
that's so true. That's so true. Really, that's so true. Yeah. Thank you so much, Cynthia.
Thank you.
It was really beautiful having this conversation with you.
It was also
And
lovely having a conversation.
and thank you for the knowledge and for the insight and also sharing about your personal life. So I do appreciate it a lot. And so where can people like find you on social media? What is your social media handles?
Right now,
Because I know you're everywhere. She's an influencer,
you
upcoming.
understand. I mean, currently I'm only on TikTok. My name is I am Cynthia Banks.
Mhm.
That's where you can find me.
Thank you so
I
much.
really enjoyed it. It
And
was so lovely.
yeah, I would love to have you for another topic, but we'll talk about that one, you know. But it was really nice. It was
Thank
really
you so much. Thank
thank
you.
you.
And guys, please watch Takem. Like she has so many inspiring podcasts that you could listen to. Like if you want to like strengthen your spiritual life, Takem has it all for you guys. Honestly, like she's so indulged in what she's doing, passionate in what she's doing. Support, like, and share. Do you understand? Yeah,
So
I've taken it over for you,
a
but
lot
yeah.
of people don't know me as Takem, but that is my
I call her Takem,
she calls
but
me
Bayangi name.
Takem because we are no
Bayangi.
Bayangi name, so we understand each other. That's my name. But yeah, as she said, follow me on all my social media handles, God Spoken Words. That is the name of my podcast, and thank you very much.
Okay, guys.
Wait.